Hey, people, listen. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. It's the 5th of the year. Happy Monday is trending topics. I'm glad y'all in the building hanging out with the diva because we got a lot to talk about tonight. I'm going to get right into it. The title is called Wow. The title is called Wow. Out in New York in the Diamond District, we had this brawl. Grown men putting up the dukes, fighting each other. You know, one of the nastiest things I think that somebody could do to you is spit on you. And so this is a man. He spit on the other juror. Just in case, because I don't want you to be confused when I run this story. What happened is there's two jury guys. They're in the same building. They got booths. So one has a booth here, one has a booth a couple of things down. And so the one juror, he got very popular. He was selling jewelry to Busta Rhymes and some other famous people. So he's known in the industry. So the juror a couple of booths down was jealous. So they started selling stuff to customers using the popular jeweler's name. Well, they sold somebody a fake bracelet for $22,000 using the other jeweler's name. When the customer came to him, he was like, "That ain't me." So he went and he confronted the fraudulent people. But this is how this man stood on business. He gave the customer that he didn't even rip off, he gave them back their money since that guy was selling it in his name. Then he went down there and told him, "Yo, give me my money." And they got the scuffing. No, it was real. Wasn't a skit. It really happened, and the other jewelers got arrested. We're going to talk about it. Then, I don't know what it is with people when they don't want to just work for their money. I don't have no problem working for my money. I don't have a problem doing the right thing to get what I want. But there's people out there that straight up, they want to scam, borrow, steal, cheat, and everything else. And when you got a couple, a husband and wife that's scamming and cheating together, that's wild to me. This couple, they scam homeowners out of $5 million with phony contracting. We're going to fix your house. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. $5 million. They pled guilty. At the end of the day, I'm like, is it worth it? Was it worth it to you? And then I'm shocked but not shocked. Because Donnie McClurkin, I love his music. One of the songs I really love about him that he sung is "We Fall Down, But We Get Up." Now, will he get up from this fall down? I don't know. But Donnie is being accused by some other guy. The guy is accusing Donnie of grooming him. He's suing. And he said he even got a letter from Donnie apologizing for what he did. What can I say but wow? And then I squeezed in the Donnie McClurkin story at the last minute. But the other person that's on the other story that's on the docket tonight, we're going to see what we can get through tonight, is this Planet Fitness. Listen, I don't have no problem with people doing whatever they want to do, whoever you want to be, whatever you want to do, as long as you're not hurting nobody else, do you. But I do think something needs to be done in terms of the bathroom situation. Just like it's understandable that if you are female, you need to go in the female bathroom. If you are male, you need to go in the male bathroom. If we want to add different things to this situation, in my opinion, then we need to add a bathroom. We have this transgender woman in the female locker room at Planet Fitness, and someone is accusing the transgender woman of pleasuring herself or himself in the ladies' locker room. Too much is going on now. And like I said, we need different locker rooms and different bathrooms, and it's not discrimination, because if it was discrimination, then it would be no different than saying it's wrong to have a female bathroom and a male bathroom. But something got to give. Listen, people, y'all know what time it is. I need a what in the chat? I need a choo-choo. Hold aboard, everybody. It is Monday Night Trending Topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title's called Wow. We got a Diamond District Brawl. We got the $5 million contract scam. We got Donnie McClurkin, the gospel singer, doing some non-gospel things. And we got the Planet Fitness situation. Let me bring the people on in the building. Hey, Julius.
Hey, y'all. Hit the like button in for the diva. I'll be in the chat watching.
Thank you. Hey, Wayne. Hey, Emma. Hey, Felicia.
Hey, diva. Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. Hey, Savannah. Listen, I'm going to get right into this story because we got stuff to talk about tonight. I'm trying to get comfortable here. I'm going to go ahead and do this whole Diamond District Brawl real quick. We might as well get into that story. It's a shame. Okay, here we go.
Where's my money? Where's my money? Where's my money? I got this bracelet. Where's my fucking money? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Doc, you say VVS, I3, 14 karat, and you're using my name. You. Yeah, 6447. Thief! You thief! Stop. Take it. No. Get your hands off of me, bro. Get your hands off of me, bro. Calm down. Yeah, bro. Calm down. Plus 47. You give me my money. You're never gonna think that.
Hold on. Okay. So New York Diamond District juror claims viral fight erupted with jealous effing losers who ripped off customer over a $22K bracelet. So the New York City Diamond District juror, seen getting plummeted in a viral video, blasted his rivals as jealous effing losers and claimed the fight erupted after he confronted them for ripping off a customer. Tracks NYC owner 39 said Friday's wild brawl between him and George 46 and Freddie 42 broke out after the brothers sold a $22,000 diamond bracelet to a customer, allegedly misleading the buyer that it was a Tracks NYC piece, according to the owner. He says whose clients include YouTube giant Mr. Beast and rappers Kodak Black and Busta Rhymes, says it's a reoccurring problem with the brothers as he recorded the fight to post to the New York Post on Sunday. These were a family of effing losers that were jealous that I was successful jeweler and would constantly try to steal my clients by saying they were me, he claimed in a phone interview. After repeated warnings, they refused to stop. The customer confronted them on New Year's Eve about the pricey bracelet, leading him to fork over a refund, he said. I gave the guy his money and I went to war, he said. When he approached the brothers, whose booth is only 2 to 3 feet away in a shared space on West 47th Street, They refused to cough up the dough, he alleged. I decided to expose them for frauds they are, and they wanted to kill me for it, he said, referring to the shocking videos posted on social media. Footage shows the melee unfolded and when he stormed over to their booth, NYC Diamonds, and accused them of stealing from him. Where's my effing money, you MFer? He erupted while slamming the counter with the bracelet in front of shocked customers. Where's my effing money, B? I got this S bracelet. Where's my money? What are you going to do, B? He continued in the video, which he shared on Instagram to his 3.3 million followers. You're using my name, B. You effing thief, he shouted while holding up a receipt in front of the brothers before security escorted him away. Another video shows one of the brothers spitting in his face, leading to a massive brawl and him getting beaten. Freddie would strangle me, and George threw a whole scale at my head, he alleged, claiming the brothers' kin also were involved in the brawl. He said his staff eventually came to his rescue, and without them, he'd be dead. If they never came, I would have been strangled to death, he said. The brothers were led out of the business in handcuffs, video shows, and later charged with assault. Meanwhile, he was taken to Bellevue Hospital, where he posted a video showing red marks on his neck underneath a massive chain. He never wants to see the rivals again and plans to sue the pair. They could have resolved it by just giving me my effing money that I gave back to the customer, he said. They would rather destroy the entire jewelry business and career. They're effing greedy animals. The K brothers could not immediately be reached for a comment on Sunday night. This was horrible. I will show more footage to y'all. Julius, your thoughts?
So this is the definition of standing on business.
Mm.
And he's like, where's my money? And he had the receipt, he had the ID identification code, and he had his trademark to show theft. And those brothers knew they were caught. That's why they jumped him.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're punks. And all he wanted was his money. And I don't blame that man for being irate, going over there demanding his money. When, by the article, it stated they have received multiple warnings to quit stealing from him. And also the customer, who's I can tell is a constant customer of his, did him a salad by like, yo, you want to know how much I just paid for this? $22K. That customer did him a solid.
Well, he did the customer solid because he refunded the money, even though he wasn't the one who sold it.
They helped out each other.
Yeah, they did.
And so the thing about it is, what's done in the dark always comes to light. And the thing about it is, they wish that this dude was charged, but who ended up in handcuffs? Because I seen that video. Those brothers were led away in handcuffs.
Thank you, Julius. Hold on, in my opinion, let me go just show you a little bit more on his actual page.
Oh, Freddie, you tried to kill me with this chain because you and your stupid ass family didn't want to give a refund, bro. You've sat here, that's Freddie right there, and he's right here, pulling as hard as he can on the chain. All I could do was hope my staff could save me, which they did, okay? So for your attempted murder and for your brother spitting in my face, you couldn't have the fucking sense to give a fucking refund, you stupid bastard, bro. That's how fucking sick and evil you motherfuckers are. Gotta get the money. I'm grateful to the NYPD. I'm grateful to my staff for saving my life. George, Freddie, and your stupid ass fucking father with his dumbass Hitler mustache. Get the fuck up out of here, bro. Diamond District ain't for you, you dumb motherfucker, bro. Much better, right? Yeah. Fucking little bitch. You fucking bitch. Yo, don't fucking fuck out of here.
Oh no!
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my god. What happened?
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh,
Yeah, get that girl.
you're David.
In the end, they tried to kill me. Strangled me with my own chain.
Get out of this hospital. TracksNYC.com.
Fucking little bitch. You fucking bitch. Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch? Where's my money? I got this fucking bracelet. Where's my fucking money? What are you gonna do, bitch? What are you gonna fucking do? Doc, motherfucker, you saying VVS, I3, 14 karat, and you're using my name, you bitch! Yeah, 6447. Thief! You fucking thief! Bitch! Stop. Take him. No! Get the fuck your hands off of me, bro! Take your fucking hands off of me, bro! Yeah, bro. Calm down. You give me my money, bitch!
You're never gonna see that.
So this is the receipt from this disgusting company that pretends to be me, says they're Tracks NYC, sells my customer a bracelet, rips them off on the gold. Shit, they're saying it's 14 karat gold. Well, we're going to test this bracelet right now. Start the test. 10 karat gold. So did they say they were Tracks NYC?
Yeah, he tried to portray. He tried to sell one of your products. He said that he ran out.
Right.
One of your rings that you purchased.
Right. That we sell. So you came with a picture of Tracks NYC.
Yep. I opened up the website for.
And then he said he ran out, even though he has nothing to fucking do with me other than to steal my fucking customers all day long. These rats have done this over and over and over again, and I tolerated it. And now they fucked them over on the carrot as well. Yo, Akai, you are fucking thieves, bro. The most disgusting people you'll ever see in your life. It's 64 West 47th Street. Akai is the booth. We're going to get our money back. $22,000 for me and for all the other customers they scammed. Pull up. We'll group together. We'll sue them and we'll take their property. 64 West 47th Street. Don't let it slide. So this is the receipt. So not only did these fucking pieces of shit, okay, rip you off on this fucking thing, it turned out to be 9 karat gold, right?
Yeah.
You had a check?
Yes.
So they're going to be giving you $1,000 on top. Here's $22,000 for your fucking trouble. These fucking bum motherfuckers, bro. You get people in this exchange, people in this. Stop being greedy pieces of fucking lying shit. So I'm Tracks. I want this coming up with a fucking scheme every fucking time. Keep fucking scheming, bro. 9 fucking carat this, 2 carat that, this, that. Security what, bro? Fucking bullshit, bro.
It's no skit. They got arrested. In my opinion, your thoughts?
There's a lot. I think I would have handled it a different way. I would have just did it legally. Because he put himself in danger. These folks were choking him out and stuff like that. I ain't got time for all that. Yeah, he breaking up his stuff because he upset. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna get upset. I ain't gonna do that because first of all, why is somebody else shopping at somebody else's store for my stuff? Like they should come to me. I ain't said I'm authorizing my jewelry to be sold somewhere else. So if you want something that's for me, then you need to come to my store, my shop. I just don't understand how somebody can scam you this bad to the point where it's a brawl. I feel like this is ridiculous. I feel like in 2026, this is not what we should be seeing. Stand on business and sue they behinds. Not stand on business and be out here fighting in the streets. This is ridiculous.
Thank you. Savannah, your thoughts?
My son walked by my office when he heard all that language, and he thought it was.
I'm sorry.
He paused real quick. I'm just trying to think how, because I'm pretty sure this scam has been going on for quite some time, and why he didn't pick up on it. And it took him this long to realize that the jeweler a few booths down from him was impersonating his business and selling jewelry under his business name. Um, but to me, the most, and I think this also has a lot to do with cultural differences as well. Um, but to me, the most disrespectful thing is being spit on. Like, I don't think there's anything more lower, besides the diseases and all that. I just think that being spit on, that's instant hands or out in the street type of deal. I don't think I could ever excuse anyone that spits on me. But I also think that this has a lot to do with some cultural friction between both these business owners. I'm glad the man got arrested. I think they definitely need to look at some of his other transactions and see, was he operating under the other business owner's name, and what other legal actions he can take. I wouldn't be buying anything off of both of them. First of all, the one that's upset, he can't control his anger. I can understand you being upset, but not to the point of destroying your own stuff.
No, that was the
That's
other
just.
guy. That was the other guy's booth, I believe.
So he was in the other guy's booth? Oh,
Uh-huh.
okay. I thought he was destroying his own stuff. That didn't make sense to me. Yeah, I just think, like, in my opinion, said legal channels would have made it better, but putting all of this on social media, I wouldn't want to go to either one of y'all. I think you're both are shady. And no, people in New York, in Florida, Miami, these kiosks and these little jeweler stations are everywhere. And I don't know, they just seem so fishy to me sometimes. So I've never bought from them or dealt with them. But this is a lot for 2026. The fifth day, we got all this. Your title is correct, Diva. Wow, on the fifth day of January. Wow.
Wow. So I'm 50 Gold said 50 Cent is suing the one that got choked up, beat up. 50 Cent is suing him. So he's saying they all doing bad business. So this is a hot stinking mess. Wayne, your thoughts?
First of all, that's a good way to get yourself unalive over 22K. All that could have been resolved just like it was without all of that. I understand he was upset. And for the guy, 22K, oh, he wouldn't have got it back from me. You spent your money at another establishment. Now, we could have done was walk down there with that receipt, just like he had, all the information right there in front of the jeweler, in front of everybody. That just exhausted me over and over and over again. And what did it accomplish? The same thing would have accomplished if he had gone to the law and did the same thing. So, he could have lost his life.
He could have.
And just because he had he had the money, and he'd run down and expect to get the money, why would they be obligated to give you your money? You gave the man the money back. And now if you got to go through court proceedings, whatever, you have to. But I wouldn't be going through not to get my money back. The guy could have gone to court and did the same thing to get his money back, $22,000. But no, I'm not getting up off of $22,000. That's it.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Hey Diva, hey Pam, hey Chat. I hope I'm coming pretty good. I'm with Wayne on this. I would have took the customer and the receipt, and I would have went to the store with the customer and say, look, get this man back his money because this is not my product. And the guy could have been right there. The guy should have took the receipt and stuff in there and got him, you know what I'm saying, and got the guy to bring, go with him and let them know, look, this thing is not real and it's not my name, so y'all need to stop losing my name. And then to get spit on, that's the most disgusting thing. Your mouth and your fingers is one of the most nastiest places on your body. And I don't know what you got in your saliva. I don't know if you're sick or what, and you spitting on me. That's an assault right there. This is ridiculous. Like I said, he was overacting or whatsoever. But I get it. He keeps saying people keep using his name, but then somebody saying 50 Cent suing him, so he ain't too good himself. So this is crazy. Maybe they need to stop selling that jewelry that turn green every time you go in the sun. But good luck to the guy and to the ones that frauded that other man. Oh, I mean, I hope they get what they're supposed to get. And people should know that their jury is not real because when you test it, the man said it was only 10 carat. It was supposed to be 14. No, just go to a reputable jewelry store. Go to Friedman's. Go to whatever K's, whatever y'all go to, whatever, and get it from them because these folks be tripping. They have that stuff in the mall looking so good and cute. Get that stuff home and turn it green on your hand before you even get out the car. But that's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Well, thank the good Lord I'm up here tonight. Thank the good Lord I'm up here tonight. So I can give y'all some facts and some history. Now, first off, this is New York. I told y'all before the ball drop for 2026, anybody could get it. Now, I'm a couple of blocks away from the Diamond District. I guess they heard what I was saying. And he said, after the ball drop, anybody can get it. And I love it. So let me give you a little history on the Diamond District. This ain't no Scamville place where you just run in there with your fake jewelry and you hustle and bustle. These people have been dealing in rubies and gems and diamonds for thousands of years. It is on 47th Street between 5th and 6th Avenue. And then you go up and down that street is nothing but jewelers. They have them ground level, they have them upstairs, they have a private clientele. This is a historic place. And I understand they have well over 2,500 different jewelers in this one block. They are one block down from St. Patrick's Cathedral, and they have more diamonds and rubies than St. Patrick's. Okay, now on that corner, right on that corner, I know that place. It's not it's maybe there's 20 or 30 glass cases in there, and you have all of these traders, all of these jewelers in there. And if I got it right, that guy went in there and asked to see this one here. What's his Tracks New York? And they lied to him, and they said that they were him. And they weren't. And they sold him crap. And when he came back, because he found out it wasn't a real deal, and he went to who he thought he was going to the first time, he said, I didn't sell you that. That's not that. And he checked it, and he went off because he said they've been doing it before. I'll tell you this. After that performance, them brothers ain't doing none of that no more. They're probably going to get kicked out of the district. They're going to lose their bond to trade. Those stones come from all over the world. You're out here hijacking people out of their money. It's not me and you on the ground level per se. These are folks with some real money. Now that brother sitting there, I'm happy they caught him on camera, because I'll see if I see him out there tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you all right now, I'm going to be over there at lunch tomorrow, and I'm going to go in there looking for these people. And I'm going to say, hey, so who ain't cool here? Because Diva will tell you, I told her I was going over there anyway because I had some gold to sell. Didn't I tell you that, Diva?
Right?
Didn't I tell you that? So I'm going to go bust up in there and say, listen, I know y'all a bunch of scammers and shit, but I need some money for some of these one earrings that I got and stuff. So tell me how much gold I got in here. And I'll let you all know tomorrow. Was a place busted down? Who got arrested? What's going on? And did I get a fair shake for my gold? I love this story. I'm excited now. I can't wait to get to work tomorrow. Thank you, Diva.
Thank you. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and roll up. They told you be careful.
We'll call it Felicia in the Field.
I like that actually, Savannah. Felicia in the Field. I'm gonna roll into this next, these next scammers, with involving people homes. So let me share a screen. Let me see. Okay, there we go.
Fort Worth couple has pleaded guilty to scamming more than 40 North Texans in a fraud scheme involving custom homes. Fox 4's David Centenary is live tonight with more on the investigation. David.
Yeah, Steve, the husband pled guilty to wire fraud on Tuesday. His wife pled guilty earlier in December. Now, they would target people on social media for home building and remodeling. They would quote significantly cheaper prices than their competition in an effort to secure contracts.
You just need to be careful about who you give the money to.
Christopher Judge, shown here on his X account, describes himself as an architect. Federal investigators, however, say he's not an architect. And while claiming to be one, he and his wife scammed more than 40 North Texas families of nearly $5 million related to incomplete custom home building and remodeling projects.
Well, it's a cautionary tale for anyone contemplating having construction work done at their home.
Richard Roper, a former U.S. attorney for the Northern District of Texas, not connected to this case.
The husband touted himself that he was an architect, which was absolutely not true. And in fact, he was warned by the state of Texas.
In 2022, the Texas Board of Architectural Examiners warned Judge that he was violating administrative code by referring to himself as an architect. Judge, however, was already well into his scheme, convincing dozens of families to pay him for home construction projects, low bidding competition.
If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true.
Victims questioned delays and incomplete projects, according to a federal complaint.
Took the money, but did not do the construction.
In the Wise County town of Runaway Bay, Judge received a total of 424 citations for code enforcement violations. Eventually, the FBI got involved.
You got to wonder what happened to the money.
The feds say Judge and his wife spent some of the money on living expenses, mortgage payments, even plastic surgery. Fox 4 contacted Judge's listed cell number Thursday evening.
Hello, this message is for Chris.
Judge has not returned our call.
Anybody contemplating having any home construction really needs to do their homework.
The husband and wife are both scheduled to be sentenced in the spring. Christopher Judge is facing up to 20 years in federal prison. His wife, Raquel Judge, facing up to 5 years. Steve, back to you.
David Centenary. David, thank you.
Hold on one second. So Contractor couple left over 40 Texas clients with unfinished, unsafe homes in a nearly $5 million fraud scheme. A young Texas couple posing as contractors conned dozens of clients out of $4.8 million in a scheme that left families with unfinished homes not safe to inhabit. All while the pair blew the cash on personal expenses, including plastic surgery. Christopher Judd and his wife, Raquel Judge, lied to about 40 clients between August 2020 and January 2023 as they tried to illuminate viral housing flipping stars and lured customers through social media, but instead proved to be a couple of con artists. The duo falsely claimed Christopher was a licensed architect through their company, Judge DFW LLC, and left unstable, half-finished homes in their wake, according to the news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Northern Texas. Lane Simmons and his wife were two of the many victims. His wife said the judges were recommended on a social media group for local moms, and they won over by the judges' eager presentation. They came out to our house and really pitched themselves like this Chip and Joanna Gaines type of vibe, Simmons told the news. Instead of the fix-upper duo, they were treated to a pair of glorified handyman for their home remodeling project. My house, everything they did is wrong. Within weeks, my tile is cracking, my floors are cracking, my kitchen floor is sinking in. The exterior trim looks like a child did it. All the framing we had to re-tear out and rebuild. My staircase had to be re-torn out and rebuilt. It was only held up by one piece of board on the side. Just code violation after code violation, Simmons told the outlet. He said the judge's bid to remodel the home was significantly lower than other companies they revealed, a glaring red flag in hindsight. In each of the 24 construction projects included in the fraud case, the victims reported receiving below market bids from the judges that ultimately won them over with the excuse that the couple was offering a cheaper price tag as they was just starting their business. Simmons said he paid the judges upwards of $200,000 and had to shell out even more on his own to fix their mistakes. He said the home, as it was when the judges claimed they had finished, wasn't remotely in safe condition, safe to live in. We had a family friend that's also a contractor come over and look over everything. He's like, man, there's a lot of this is unsafe, he said. This is like the worst job I probably ever seen. Another victim, why didn't they hire their friend in the first place? Is crazy. Another victim hired the fake fixer-uppers to build her dream home from the ground up. When she began noticing building delays, overcharges, and faulty construction, she pressed the judges for answers. Christopher disappeared. He just walked off, Christian Newman told the news. He stopped talking to us, never came back. She told NBC News she gave the judges $200,000 and then had to fork over another $200,000 to a new contractor to finish where they left off. This isn't just bad business decision. I don't know how to build houses, Newman said. He chose to lie. He chose to steal. And Raquel chose to lie and to steal along with him. A third victim said he was faced to declare bankruptcy after he was defrauded by the couple and left with an unfinished bill, the NBC affiliate station reported. The judges spent about $865,000 of the funds secured through their company on personal expenses, including $10,000 on plastic surgery and $82,000 on Amazon purchases, according to the federal records. Simmons filed a civil lawsuit against the judges, just like many of the couple's prior clients. He went to the extra mile and hired an inspector who discovered that Christopher was only pretending to be an architect. Other victims reported similar patterns in the judge's lackluster curbside manner, including unfulfilled supply orders they already paid for and outright abandonment in the middle of the project. Raquel pleaded guilty to one count of conspiracy to commit wire fraud on December the 17th. She faces a maximum of 5 years in federal prison and will be sentenced on April the 14th. Christopher pled guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud on December 30th. He faces up to 20 years in prison and will be sentenced on May the 12th. This is so deplorable and sad. Julius, your thoughts?
This is the pure example of deplorable in sheep's clothing. And he was already sanctioned for saying he's not an architect. That means the state came down on his behind.
Yes. Keep going. I'll be right back.
The state came down on his behind. So that tells me this. They've been under suspicion for quite a while before the complaints came in, and that the state was like, no. But they still decided to continue on their schemes. Now, onto the couple who had their friend come over, I'm pretty sure they should have just had him do it, but looking through the credentials, doing a search, the state OSHA sites, everything. Mark your dots, cue your T's, all of that. But this person was very convincing that $5 million, that's not, a small chunk of change, y'all. Not a small chunk of change. They had this ideal of fast money, and guess what? Now they're in the find out phase. Now, I hope, now, for the girl, she was in on it with her husband, and my thought is they should both be facing 20 years. Mr. Wayne, you can go ahead.
Yeah, you'd be surprised what a 1 minute or so Google search would do. I had somebody try the same thing on me, and they were recommended by my neighbor. And I just happened to do a Google search on the name, and all kind of stuff came up. Jobs wasn't complete. They own money and all that. So, just doing a Google search, I mean, it'll help out a lot on some of these companies. But if you're not doing any of that, you don't even know if the people got licenses, if they're insured. Other thing is that when you hire people to do work on your house, you want to check to see if these people are contractors or contracted through them. Because if they do work on your house, and if they subcontractors and the contractor doesn't pay them, they come after the homeowner. So you done lost your money twice. So you just got to do some research on people before you sign on the dotted line. Because I'm about to do some things, and I done got some low quotes. And now I'm wondering, like, well, why is they so low? That's it.
Thank you. You know what's sad though? The one person you had a friend that was a contractor. Why you just didn't use them? Sometimes people don't even want to support their own friends, and look what ended up happening. That's a shame. Wait, let me just show this 1 second. Let's see if it's gonna play.
The best way to New York City is the New York Waterway Ferry. We have fast, frequent service to Midtown and downtown from 9 convenient New Jersey terminals. Our ferries are clean and comfortable with fresh air cabins and open air decks. And in the city,
I didn't want to show you the ad, of course. I'm just waiting for it to skip this ad so I could show you some of the customers talking. I hope it plays after this. If not,
It was going to be Kristen Newman's dream home.
I was planning on kind of growing into this house.
To make that dream a reality, Newman hired Christopher and Raquel Judge to build it. He claimed to be an architect. He wasn't. At first, there were no warning signs.
It started out great.
But as construction dragged on, concerns grew. And when Newman began asking questions...
Yeah, he just walked off. He just stopped talking to us.
The house became a nightmare?
I would say it became a nightmare for sure.
Now the judges are facing judgment of their own. This week, the couple pleaded guilty in federal court to defrauding more than 40 people, including Newman, out of nearly $5 million.
This isn't just a bad business decision or I don't know how to build houses. This is he chose to lie. He chose to steal.
This is the front.
Lane Simmons and his wife also hired the judges, trusting them to remodel their Euless home.
Originally they came out to our house, really pitched themselves as like this Chip and Joanna Gaines type of vibe.
Their bid was also much lower than the others. Now Simmons says he understands it was a warning sign.
My house, everything that they did is wrong.
It just peels right off.
To document the damage, Simmons started recording video, room by room.
And it won't turn off.
We had a family friend that's also a contractor come over and look over everything, and he's like, man, there's a lot of this is unsafe. This is like the worst job I've probably ever seen.
Simmons says he paid the judges nearly $200,000, and he's had to spend tens of thousands more just to make the house safe to live in. The victims say they struggle to find a police agency willing to take the case.
I was told that it's a civil matter.
They say that changed when Euless police detective Brian Brennan took it on.
He took it from day one and was like, this is not okay. This is absolutely criminal.
As for that dream home, Newman is selling it. And Simmons has a warning for anybody about to hire a contractor.
And if somebody's cheap, it's probably for a reason.
In Euless, I'm Tanya Iser.
In my opinion,
you get what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
And if you out here looking for cheap, then you ain't looking for it to be done right. home repairs is really, really tough. You know what I'm saying? And you're not only paying for them to do the work, you're paying for the labor and parts and everything else. And that does add up. It don't feel like it, but it adds up. And so if you're looking at a job that's normally $10,000 and they're gonna say, oh well, we could do it for 6, you better know they cutting some corners in something. And you better hope that they cutting corners in a decent way. But these folks, they was cutting corners. They didn't even know what they was doing because they weren't even certified. And another thing is, you should always see somebody's license. Check the paperwork. You ain't coming in my house and doing nothing if I ain't seen no paperwork. I don't care what the number's saying. Check the paperwork. If the paperwork ain't in order, move on to the next person. You have to be safe when you're using your money. Because if you don't value your money, don't nobody else value it.
Thank you. In my opinion, Savannah, your thoughts?
Well, I'm glad that they didn't say it was Egypt or Mike that they were trying to be like, because it's clear that this young couple, which is also very sad that they are young and now they're going to spend some years behind bars for scamming people, for scamming their community, over 40 people in their community. And the work that they did is terrible. I mean, it is, I can't imagine being a homeowner and you're presented with this madness of things just not being done. And that person spent over $200,000 and the home was looking like that. Oh, we would have, after 40,000, we would have had problems. We would have been in court or something. I don't understand why they let it get all the way up to 200. It's clear that this young couple had some type of HGTV fantasy. You can clearly look at them and see that that's what they had going on, some type of gig like that. Nowhere on the level of Chip or Joanna, can never touch Egypt or Mike, but they had some type of Christina and Armand, the ex-husband. That's the vibe that they gave me. And they thought that they can, or they did scam their community and clearly live the life that they wanted out the backs of others. And they're so young, again, wanting fast money without doing the actual proper work. But the consumer also has to do their due diligence and their homework, like everyone has said, especially when it comes to home repairs, because there's so many what are those permits that you need from the city and other things and structures. There's just so much that can go into it. It's not also financial, but it's also time that you're going to be losing. So clearly these people went in with flexible expectations, no contracts, and they just thought that here is a young, pretty couple doing a HGTV fantasy and that they can get away with it. So the consumer also has some responsibility in this too.
Thank you, Savannah. Felicia, your thoughts?
Hey, it's unfortunate. Wayne made an excellent point. You could just do a quick Google search and find out a lot about a company. So did Opinion when she said, hey, you ask people for copies of their licenses and their insurances. And then you can also check with the Better Business Bureau. I suspect because this couple's so cute looking and they seem probably so engaging and everything, all that charisma and that, all that smoothing and all of that stuff, the people just didn't pay attention. And I get it. So now they'll go to court. No, I think I'm going to do it like the jewelers did it. Let's tear shit up right now. Let's get to work. That's how I'm going to do it. Okay? I'm done.
Katrina, your thoughts? Now we choosing violence. Oh my God.
The kids both thought they was Buddy and Clyde. Now y'all just scamming these folks money. You know good and well y'all was not finna do the work. And you knew these people were gonna end up suing you or wanted their money back. I don't know why these scams come to these people's towns and stuff when they have them hurricanes and all that, saying they can fix their roof and do all that, and folks give them money. See, that's one thing I don't like to do. I don't like give money up front. Let me see your work first, and then I pay you. I pay you additional. I pay like half if that's what they require. But let me see your work, and then you get your full payment. I don't like paying people until I get what I deserve. Just like, if you had a nail salon or whatsoever, you see how they do your nails, you don't like, you tell them they redo it or whatever. But these two, it's ridiculous, and I hope the people get their justice and get their money, because I think they probably spent that money up. But yeah, y'all just have to be careful with the contractors that come to your house. Do your research on them before you let them step on your grounds. Do your research on them, because they gonna come through when them storms come through and try to get these people. The people already been got by the storm, and here you come getting them again. Um, as like everybody on the panel said, just do your research on these people to make sure you won't get scammed. That's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. So I'm going to roll into the next story, and it says Donnie McClurkin, which is shocking. It's sad. Let me share screen. So Grammy-winning gospel singer and pastor accused of sexually abusing a young man. Donnie McClurkin, a Grammy-winning gospel singer and pastor, SA'd a young man over several years and wrote an apology email declaring himself a dirty old man, according to a new lawsuit. What's his name? What's his Giuseppe Carletto says in the lawsuit that he was struggling to reconcile his sexuality with his faith when he sought out McClurkin in 2003. The lawsuit says that Carletto, then 21, went to McClurkin's church in Long Island, New York, after reading his autobiographical book, which described how God helped him overcome the curse of homosexuality. At the church event, McClurkin talked about being ARD as a child, which resonated with me because that's similar to my story, he said in an interview with NBC News. He said he was brought to meet McClurkin after the event, and the man took an immediate interest in him. At first, it was all very innocent and what I thought was mentoring, he said in the interview. But he now believes he was being groomed from the start. McClurkin began to him during Pray to Gay Away spiritual sessions, the lawsuit says, and the abuse escalated over the next several years. During this period, he worked as McClurkin's assistant and regularly traveled with him, according to the lawsuit. He struggled to process these incidents of SA, as McClurkin was both his mentor and employer, making it difficult for him to speak out about the abuse he had suffered, the lawsuit says. An attorney for McClurkin, now 66, said the allegations are categorically false. At no time did Pastor McClurkin engage in any form of SA assault or S coercion of Mr. Carletto, the attorney Greg Lisi said in a statement. The claims set forth in the lawsuit grossly mischaracterized their interactions, which occurred over a decade, and some accused accusations over 2 decades ago. All these allegations are contradicted by the real facts. At the alleged SA at the Niagara Falls Hotel in 2013, the lawsuit says McClurkin wrote him in an email apologizing for his actions. I'm the actual epitome of a desperate, dirty old man, he allegedly wrote in the message, according to the lawsuit. Pawning and groping a young man who is just looking for friendship and close platonic relationship with someone who wants looks for help, guidance, and spirituality. I feel so foul, so stupid, McClurkin added in the email, according to his lawsuit, which was filed Friday in State Supreme Court in Manhattan. The gospel singer turned pastor who won 3 Grammy Awards and sold millions of albums, his path to stardom was paved in part by Oprah Winfrey. In 1996, declared his self-titled album as one of her favorite things. But his childhood was brutal. McClurkin wrote in his 2001 book, eternal victim, internal victim, internal victor, that an uncle SA'd him when he was 8, which he believes caused his homosexuality. A seed had been planted, McClurkin wrote, a seed that would be my lot to struggle with for many years to come. He said in a book that reading scripture helped him to overcome the struggle. There are many more things that need to be done to break the curse of homosexuality, but that's another book, McClurkin wrote. Coletto says that when he read McClurkin's book, he felt an immediate connection. They both grew up poor in New York, and he says that he too was SA'd by a relative as a young boy. He also said he went to McClurkin's church and followed his guidance, hoping for the same outcome. I truly did believe he was fully delivered from homosexuality, he said in an interview. I was doing whatever they were saying to rid myself of it. He said he became McClurkin's assistant in 2004, and about 2 years passed before McClurkin began to grope him during the gay away sessions. On work trips, the abuse escalated to R, he said in an interview and in his lawsuit. On a trip to California in 2007, McClurkin also brought his then girlfriend. The lawsuit says he still forced himself on him and R'd him in a hotel room. When confronted about the incident, the lawsuit says McClurkin told Coletto that he was on medication and didn't remember anything. McClurkin further manipulated him, blaming him for the incident and convincing him that he was the sole culpable party, the lawsuit says. As a result, plaintiff experienced intense shame and confusion. The abuse also took place at McClurkin's house of worship, Perfecting Faith, the lawsuit says. McClurkin would secretly grope him before going to preach, causing him to cry during the service, according to the lawsuit. And McClurkin would then use his tears to encourage other congregants to openly express emotion, the lawsuit says. Coletto attempted to quit his job multiple times, the lawsuit says, but McClurkin guilted him into staying. He would always compare me to the people in the Bible like Elijah, and Elijah, he said, referring to the prophets who had a mentor-mentee relationship. There were a lot of biblical manipulations. I thought I was to blame, he said. I was brainwashed to think that my deliverance was wrapped up in him. He finally quit in 2008 and ultimately got a job at a major airline, but McClurkin continued to pursue him, the lawsuit says. McClurkin's public profile grew during the period he says he was preyed on. The acclaimed gospel singer performed at the Republican National Convention in 2004, and in 2007 he appeared at a gospel event organized by then-candidate Barack Obama's presidential campaign, sparking a backlash from gay rights groups and prompting Obama to issue a public statement saying, "I strongly disagree with Reverend McClurkin's views." He also said he became depressed and thought about taking his own life in the years after the Niagara Falls hotel incident in 2013. He attempted to take his life, and afterward, he briefly returned to McClurkin's church. I thought, well, you strayed from God, so you got to go back to God, he said. But he soon decided to leave the church and cut off all contact with McClurkin. He said it wasn't until last year that he came across the email that McClurkin sent him after the night in Niagara Falls. I knew I apologized for my attitude from Wednesday, but I want to apologize for all of my behavior that has been wrong and put you in a wrong place, McClurkin wrote, according to the lawsuit. I have no one, and I feel more than ever, but I was horribly wrong trying to force you into something that you were constantly saying no to, McClurkin added, adding to the lawsuit. I'm too old to be like this. He said the email following years of emotional, spiritual turmoil was a source of relief. I didn't make this up. I wasn't crazy, he said. I felt vindicated in some ways. He literally admitting to his guilt. The suit is being filed under New York City's gender-motivated violation protection law, which in 2022 extended the statute of limitations for plaintiffs to sue over SA allegations. The 2-year window closed in March 2025, but parties have, in some cases, entered into what's known as a tolling agreements, which extend the statute of limitations. His lawyer, Tom, said he hopes the lawsuit will provide his client with compensation, closure, and some measure of justice for what happened to him. McClurkin took advantage of a guy who was confused and had problems accepting his sexuality, coupled with his religious beliefs, the lawyer said, is really very sad. He also said he's now in a much better place. He's married and no longer feels tormented. Ever since I did embrace my sexuality and stopped trying to change it, the weight of taking my life has left me, he told the news. Things are still a bit more complicated when it comes to his faith. He said he tried to go to church, but has been unable to sit through an entire service. I listen to praise and worship music still, and that's what I consider church, he added. So in many aspects, though, I lost friends, community, my religion. I found myself, my family, my peace. Oh, goodness. It's a lot. Julius, your thoughts?
This man. Now, y'all know I am a big gospel music listener.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to gospel music faithfully on Saturdays and Sundays. And Donnie McClurkin was one of the ones I listened to. Now, I always knew about like his sexuality, like the statement about him being delivered, whatever. That's not new. But if this does turn out to be true, and this person is vindicated in a court of law, I'm going to be giving some major side eye. Because this is going to contribute to major contention towards the church. And like when Donnie came up, it's like in his generation, it's a no, we're not going to talk about it. We got to call it what it is. Unhealed trauma. And when hurt people, that's continuing that trauma. Now, I'm going to say this now. If this is true, and if this man is vindicated, us as a community, we have to have a bigger conversation.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
You know, and I'm not saying this in a mean way, but as adults, at one point are you accountable for, for your actions, putting yourself in situations? I mean, as an adult, I mean, whatever you have been through, what was it that Donnie McClurkin did that made you feel so comfortable that you could perform this act with him? I'm just wondering what kind of hard influence that this man had went through this before. And, I mean, it seemed like he's been there for a while. I'm not victim shaming. I just want to understand. And you go back, and maybe it's a church thing. Maybe you want the love of God so bad you want to be there. You just do whatever. I don't know. I mean, but some trauma like that to be repeated over and over again. I mean, when you come, if you can come forth early on these things, other people will have to suffer this. I mean, because if he indeed did this, it's probably not his first rodeo. We're going to hear more cases. If this is true, I doubt it if this was the only one. And it seemed like for this time, because all the majority of the stories so far we've done, it's been this. Will Smith, Tyler Perry, somebody else. I mean, is this open season now? To get it out? I'm glad he's married. I'm glad he got away from that. That's the best thing he could have done. Whether you step inside the church again or not, it don't matter.
I'm done.
In my opinion, your thoughts?
So I'm listening to this story, and I got so many questions, and I'm trying to say this the best way I can. Donnie McClurkin is one of those people. If you know him, you know he's opened up about his struggles with understanding his sexuality, with being traumatized with his childhood abuse, him feeling like he wasn't of God because of the feelings that he had. The pray the gay away was hard for me to swallow, cause you can't pray it away. It's not something. It's not a disease or something you catch. It's so much in this story. I feel like these people are coming out, and I feel more sad for them making themselves a victim instead of them actually being a victim. I sometimes think people put themselves in situations and they know the situation is messed up and they stay in it for far too long. And then when you decide that you don't want to be in this situation no more, you want us to say, oh, you're a victim. You're a victim the first time it happened. But if you keep going back forward, you're no longer a victim, you're a willing participant. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me and I don't like it. And I'm gonna come back to you to do it again. I just really wish these people would be open and honest with themselves and say, I messed up. I fell into my own feelings. And accept that it could be two ways. Y'all both messed up together. But we keep hearing these stories, and they keep saying, "Well, I went back after the first time. I went back, and I kept going back. And after a while, you make me take the victim card off the table because you kept going back. You ain't say nobody forced you to come. You kept going yourself. So how can you be a victim if you kept going back when you knew it was wrong in the first place? I just can't keep getting jiggy with that."
Thank you. Increase Matters is saying, pretty much what's the difference between him and Cassie. Savannah, your thoughts?
I'm of the same mindset of, in my opinion here, as more and more of these stories come out, I think where I'm having the most issue with is that these people are in a position of authority or a position of power, whether it's a religious figure, a movie director, um, a music mogul, or a hype man like Sean Combs. They use their positions to coerce and lure other people who want to be close and want to be there, have some type of presence in that person's life because they know that they will benefit from it, whether it be by whether it's monetary or getting free access or extra attention. So at some point, you're not a victim, but you're a willing participant, and it's the same, with the Spanish, and I don't know what it is with this the year of the Spanish men coming out. This is just, they're liking these Spanish men. I still think that there's a club of them that get together at the gym or somewhere, and they talk about who's an easy target and they go after them. But it's just, to me, it's they have to start taking accountability for their part in this relationship, because the stories about all these people in a position of power, whether it's Will Smith, Tyler Perry, Donnie McClurkin, I mean, these people, stories about their sexuality and their identification, and their how they go to all means to cover it up, or not disclose it or share it with the public, although there's all these rumors behind the scenes. And then when you get you whatever you do in the dark is going to come out in the light. And then when you these other participants, they have the right to come out and tell their truth and their story, and they will take you down if it means that it's gonna give them 15 minutes, it's gonna give them some type of it may be even financial gain as well. And this is another reason why church attendance is so low. I just think that this young man, at some point, you were just as involved as Donnie, and willing to be there in that position of whatever it was, whether you were in a relationship or just a friendship with benefits. It took two, and I hate to say that, not blaming the victim, but or if that word victim, which the Diddy trial has made us all really dissect the meaning of, if there are true victims in these stories.
Thank you, Savannah. Katrina, did I get to you? My screen shifted. Katrina?
No, it's Felicia time, Diva.
You can go. I'll go to Felicia next.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. He had me until he said that he was going through some type of struggle. He went back. Why would you go back to this church? I mean, come on. It's how many churches on the block? You went back to them. And I don't know if it's like open season for suing in the closet gay men or whatsoever, but these are the last stories that we've been having. And they all saying that something happened to them. And I'm not saying that it didn't, but I'm just saying it's just so weird. I mean, we never covered that many in less than a week, apart. I mean, so many. And if the guy was assaulted, yeah, he deserved everything that he's got coming to him. But if not, and he was down with the get down, and you don't want to do it anymore because you see people out here suing these type of people, then are you doing it that way? And I'm not saying that Donnie didn't do it or Donnie did do it. We'll get some more information. We can go on that. But I'm just saying, just so ironically, all of them coming out saying that they was assaulted by gay men or people that presume to be gay, or we don't know is gay whatsoever. But anyway, that's basically the same thing. But good luck to him. Hope he get his whatever he needs, his justice or whatever. But that's all I got, Diva.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
Okay, thanks, Diva. So, in listening to you read the story, the first thing we learned was that this gentleman sought Donnie McClurkin out based on a book that he had written. He said that he read this book and he thought he could help him. So he went to wherever he was. So he sought him out. And then he decided to take a job there with the church. So he became an employee. And then he was trying to not desire same-sex people. And so he was going into some kind of mental, spiritual, some kind of something to pray away to gay or something like that. If I'm not mistaken, he says he was around 22 years of age at this time. Right? So he's an adult. Okay, he's a young adult. And he leaves to go follow someone who wrote a book and who allegedly has the same problem that he has. Now, according to what Donnie McClurkin says, he was violated as a child. He was abused by a family member. His trust, his love for this person was broken and destroyed. It wasn't Donnie McClurkin saying, oh, I always felt attracted to men. No, he talks about a very violent situation that happened to him. This gentleman didn't talk about something like that unless, because there was a lot there that you read to us.
He did. He said the same thing happened to him.
But I didn't hear him say what that thing was. Okay, so you need to give me the words. You need to tell me, oh, my uncle did that to me as well when I was 7, when I was 11, or something like that. But you sort out this author. And then he goes on to talk about something that happened in Niagara Falls. There is a great difference between engaging in sexual activity with someone and you being great. It is not the same. So you are now accusing Mr. McClurkin of having raped you, not just groomed you or engaged you in a same-sex relationship. There's a big difference. And at that point, you were crying in the church. That's what he said, but you didn't go to the police. You did not file a police report of any kind. And then you left. And then you came back, and then you realized you couldn't stay. And now, you still listen to gospel music. Hello, gospel music is not the word, is not scripture. But you don't go to the church. But now you found your way to a lawyer, but not the police. There's a lot wrong here. So I'm going to wait on the truth. Miss Ventura taught me a whole lot. Mia taught me a whole lot. Capricorn Clark, yep, taught me a whole lot. That people will lie and keep lying, and they get on the stand and swear in the Bible, and they will still lie, even when it's over. And they've been called perjurers. They continue to lie. There's too much missing here. I'll wait on the whole truth. I'm done.
I hear you. Did I miss anybody? I'm gonna close out. I'm not gonna do the Planet Fitness story. I'll do that tomorrow.
Come on, dude. We got the time. If you got the time, we got the time.
I do, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow because you know what? I'm gonna end on this story because it's important, right?
Okay.
Even though these two stories kind of connect, I'm gonna end on this one because it's important. I don't know how many more times we can say it. That I think he went to the lawyer. I think he was thinking to himself, as a result of seeing all of these recent civil lawsuits, I do feel like people are saying, okay, can I get compensated for what I feel happened to me? And I think when he started digging and he found that email, I think he felt that probably was a slam dunk for him. But a mixture of Wayne, a mixture of probably everybody's settlements, I'm going to say that at what point does something move from a violation to you having some type of responsibility in the situation? I don't know the answer, but can I now at 55, and if the good Lord allows me, when I turn 56 in March, can I say that somebody was grooming me for months, touching, feeling me, doing all kind of things? I never went to the cops, but now I want to do this civil lawsuit. So, something you said triggered me, Felicia. He read this book and he felt like, oh, wow, I have a similar situation. And his brain told him the only place he could go seek help was with Donnie McClurkin in this church. Never said I could probably, let me go to counseling, regular counseling. with a therapist that I pay for through my health insurance or whatever. Maybe I got to give them a copay or whatever the case may be. And then he said it happened. It took a minute, and then it was all of this groping and grooming, and I worked for him, and I went to different events with him, and then he did it before he did his ceremony in the church, and then he used me because I was crying because I felt bad. It's a lot. You know, Increased Matter says Donnie looks troubled. Well, if we've been following, my birthday's on the 21st of March. If we've been following these stories, it is all this common theme of feeling helpless to leave, right? And my thing with this whole situation is we gotta help people rise up and realize that they have the power to leave, say no, and stop something in real time. But I feel like it's not the power of that they don't realize that they have this power. I feel like, and this is outside of this particular individual in this story, I feel like it's not about them understanding that they have the power to leave. I think they know that, but I think it's the moral compass is broken because it is Donnie McClurkin, because it's Diddy, because it's Tyler Perry, because it's you fill in the blank of a celebrity. I feel like they allow more to happen and go down because it is a celebrity involved. I just implore to the people out there that no matter who the person is, you should always stand on business, whether it's a Beyonce, a Jay-Z, a Diddy, a Tyler Perry, or whomever. You have got to want your integrity, your morals, and all of that to stand above all of it. And maybe, I'm not saying that doesn't mean you won't fall into some type of crazy situation, but just maybe you won't be victimized by said situation if you happen to bump into it. And the thing that will never leave my mind, it is like etched in my brain, because she had the gall to say it, but I feel like this is what the rest of them did, but they just won't admit to saying it. So Kalana Harper on that Sean Combs The Reckoning on Netflix, she said, my lawyer told me, do not sign it because you're going to get fame and no money. And she said pretty much she didn't give a crap. She signed it anyway. I think a lot of these individuals, they know they about to walk in the jungle. And because they want this over that, they walk in the jungle anyway. And then they want to come to us later on, sometimes 10, 20. This man they saying is 20 years later. They want to come to us and they want us to correct their past. Now, some men, let's say some men somewhere working on a scheme to start suing women celebrities like Brother Bilal allegedly. You know, and Brother Bilal's another one. There's another guy on Tasha K too that is claiming all of these people that he has bent over and slept with. I personally don't like that either, right? So unless you come into us with some crime that this person has committed against you, why are you sitting there telling their business? It's like a man that want to kiss and tell. You know, I saw the DL whisper 50 Gold, but there's another one that's claiming he slept with the girl from the Real Housewives of Atlanta husband. He bit Will Smith over in the bathroom. It's just, it's wild, okay? But listen, guys, if we're going to stay connected to this Donnie McClurkin story, I will add the Planet Fitness story tomorrow. The contractors, you know, I think it's like Felicia said, people will, looks will get people over on a lot of stuff. and people will get scammed by looks. But see, I don't fall for the okie doke, because when it comes to my money, because my money don't come easy, I be working for my money. You're not going to just get my money like that. So my kitchen, I got to see if I have original pictures of my kitchen. But when I did my kitchen over, at the time, Sears, if anybody out there remembers Sears, the department store, they had a remodeling department and they redid my kitchen. So, but and everybody was like, well, you're paying more than if you use a regular contractor. Yeah, I did pay more. But guess what? When something went wrong, I didn't have to go to court fighting myself. I called 1-800 customer service on Sears, and everything that was going wrong, they fixed it because I went through the actual Sears Corporation. You gotta do your research. So I stay connected to see how many years those individuals get. And the Diamond District, I'm not necessarily in agreement with the way he handled it, but he went and stood on business. But somebody else told us in the chat that somebody trying to sue him too. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you ain't hit that like button on the way in, do the diva a favor, hit it on the way out. Thanks for being here with me on this first Monday. Is it the first Monday in 2026? I think it is. The first Monday.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Thank you. Thank you. The first Monday in 2026. Thank you, guys. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Choo, choo.